Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum class. I am Shakira Bibi, lecturer at Department of Islamic and Pakistan Studies CUST, and I am your course instructor for the course of Introduction to Philosophy. The course code is PHI 101. So this is our lecture number 18. In today's lecture, I will be talking about basics of logic. So the discussion agenda of our today's lecture is what is claim, what is proposition, what is meant by arguments, and what are the components and basic characteristics of argument. So students, we have done the introduction in the previous lecture, and this is going to be our lecture into the basics of logic. So this discussion is about learning the basic components that we have, and we are going to start by introducing you to this idea about propositions. But before we come to proposition, we will talk about claims, and though claims, we are going to come to propositions. So why we are looking into propositions? Because our goal is go towards proposition or propositional logic. So student, which is our next step? We are going to go to learn about something called arguments, and that is a logical entity. So we need to learn what arguments are, and then what are its component, and what are the basic characteristics of arguments, and so on. So that is going to be our next step. So we will start by defining what is claim. So students, see what is mean by claim. So what is claim? Claims are sentences or statements. We have statements, we have assertion, and so on. But it is a technical name, and we have to get acquainted to it. So we are calling a statements a claim when the statement says something that can be true or false. So students, a claim is a statement that says something that is either true or false. So this is called claims. But I will repeat that a claim is a statement that says something that is true or false. So I will give you an example, and then we will elaborate on this. So for example, suppose we say Bangkok is in Asia. That is a statement, and it is true, which makes a claim. So this is the kind of entity that we are going to look into. So students, now we are using plain, simple, ordinary language English, so that it is accessible to everybody, and this is the kind of entity that we will call a claim. So students, let's take another example. So Islamabad is in Japan. So it is a statement, and it is false, but it is still, if we remember the definition of the claims, it is a claim. So these kind of things are going to be called claims. So these are going to be our fundamental units on which we are going to go logic on a propositional logic. So students, it is better to get acquainted with these entities thoroughly. So grammatically speaking, you can approach them as what you know as declarative statements. So grammatically speaking, a claim is called declarative sentence or declarative statements. So these are declarative statements, and they declare or assert something. So students, remember that claims are what they say something which is true or false. Then you will understand what does not comes under the preview of claims. So what are the non-claims? Are statements which are not claim. So students, let me give you example. Also we have non-claims. So non-claims are statements, and remember they are also statements, except that they are statements about which we cannot meaningfully use the term true or false. So non-claim statements about which cannot meaningfully be considered as true or false. Because students, they are a statement first of all, but they are not that kind of statements about which we can meaningfully be attributes these objectives called true, false, and so on. So students, for example, be quiet. So it is a statement, and types wise we call it a imperative statements or imperative sentence which you are commanding somebody to be quiet, but about this you cannot say it is true or it is false. So students, it does not assert something, it simply commands. So consider, for example, a question, what is your name? This is a question. So what is your name? So that is itself is not true or false. So it is a question we call interrogative types of statements. So remember, these are statements but which will not qualify as claim. So claims are, as we said, the declarative statements. So students, claims are a declarative statements. Types of statements are declarative statements. They are stating something which can be asserted as true or false. So students, now here come what our connect to the propositional logic. So traditionally our old understanding of proposition is that so they are different from sentences and statements. So in what way? So now let's see proposition. So student, proposition apparently are thoughts. When you verbally are in language, you articulate them, then they become statements. So the thought behind those statements are proposition. And traditionally those propositions had been thought to be the actual truth value bearers. So students, traditionally they are thoughts which are true or false, but they are different from sentences. They are the truth values. So these are truth values. So if you ask what is it, that is true or false, so the answer is that the propositions are true or false. Now because it is a beginning course and a beginning introduction of basics of logic, and uh, because we have learning the basics of logic. So what is a proposition? Or propositions are a claim sentences, or claims are a declarative sentence. We call a proposition is a declarative sentence which assert or deny something which can be true or false. So students, we have claims. So claims are types of claims. So we have different types of claims. So students, I have introduced you to claims, which are statements of a certain kind. Even those claims can be of two different kinds. One that can be unsupported and unsupported is unsupported claim, and other is supported claim. So unsupported claim, just an assertion or just a declaration of something, but there is no reason given why it has to be true or false. So students, rather we are going to be interested in the supported kinds. Why we will tell you in a second. but this would be our link to understand the logical entity called argument. So student, supported claims are by reason, so supported by other claims to show why the original claim has to be true or false. So supported by reasons, so supported by other claims to show why the original claim has to be true or false. So student, this is called supported claim, and the unsupported claims are just an assertion or just a declaration of something, but there is no reason given why it has to be true or false. This is called unsupported claims, and the supporting claims are by reason, supported by other claims to show why the original claim has to be true or false. So now let's see what is argument. So argument, so students, I have used the term argument, and the moment I say that, you are probably thinking that I have talking about some sort of verbal fight. So sometimes we talk about peoples are arguing with each other, or he is arguing all the time, and so on. So what you mean is some sort of a dispute. So what you mean is some sort of verbal fight. So students, argument is, literally speaking, argument is called a verbal fighting or a dispute. So student, because in logic, throughout in logic we study arguments, because logic is the study of logic is the science of argumentation. So logic is the study of methods and principles used to distinguish correct from incorrect argument or correct from incorrect reasoning. And so, and logically speaking, argument is so for our purpose, an argument is not a dispute or verbal fight. So literally speaking, argument is verbal fight or dispute, but logically speaking, in logic we are going to understand it first of all as a set of claims or statements which represent or record a mental process. So argument in logically speaking, argument is a set of claims which can represent our mental process. So and then I will further qualify that these set of claims represent some sort of reasoning process. So students, remember, we have already been though what reasoning is. So this set of claims is going to be represent or record a reasoning process. So students, our interest here is to look at this reasoning process, and when it is attributed, which is articulated as claim or statements, so it is easier for us to see it and the reasoning process, and to give some comment about it. So student, this is the reason why we are interested in this logical entity called argument. So students, I am going to define this definition of argument in a second, but let's us proceed through. So remember, first of all, argument is a set of claims, but it is not just any set of claims. It has a certain structure of claim. So it is a special structure set of claims, and that is what we will call an argument. But it is not just any set of claims. So argument is a set of claim, but it is not just any set of claims, but it has a certain structure or a structure set of claims. So what that structure, let me explain that to you. So students, argument a structured set of claim which with a principal claim that is at issue and other claims that are offered as supporting reason for the principal claim. So students, see argument as I already told you is a set of claims, but then there is a logical structure inside that set. So what kind of a structure is it? First of all, there is going to be a principal claim or a main claim that the whole set is trying to push forth, so that the whole set is trying to advocate. So there is a principal claim, and there has to be and the remaining claims that set. So their role would be provide supporting reason for that main claim. So students, so arguments consist of two parts: conclusion. So conclusion is the principal claim or the main claim of an argument. So the principal claim in an argument that is argued for. So another here is statements which are called supporting evidences. So premise is a claim that is offered as the supporting evidence for the conclusion in an argument. So these are the supporting evidences of an argument. So student, it is a set of claims with a very specific structure. So the main claim or the principal claim that has to be there, and that the set is pushing forth, so that is called conclusion. So the conclusion of an argument is the main claim. Then the remaining claims which are acting as a supporting base or support base for the conclusion, they are called, as you may know, the premises or the premises. So students, the role of the premise is to provide evidence why the conclusion must be the case or must hold. So student, that is the kind of structure that we get to see an argument. So I will give you soon give you an example. So here we have a small example. We are in for a wet winter because the Scripps Institute of Oceanography says so. So students, it does not look like a set to you, but if you look through it, you will probably see that it is a set of claims. So how many claims are there? Well, there is one. We are in for a wet winter, and the second claim is Scripps Institute of Oceanography says so. So it is a set of two claims. So students, so this is called a structured set of argument. That in this structured set we see the inside the argument. So is there a main claim or a principal claim? So the answer is yes. Which one? We are in for a wet winter. So what is the role of another claim? So to provide support or evidence why we are saying that we are in for a wet winter. So because the Scripps Institute of Oceanography says so. So students, using the technical language, the first claim is the conclusion and the other claim is the premise. So which makes this set an argument. So this is how you can identify what we have just said, that there is a very specific conclusion here. So there is a premise also acting on it, which makes this set an argument. So the set of claims that we call an argument. So remember that there is a standard form of representing an argument. So there is a certain format in which you can place the argument. So students, this is all about the basics of logic. So students, this is enough for today. These are the references of our today's lecture. Thank you so much.